All right, it's 10 o'clock, Monday, May 19th, regular session, the Board of Supervisors. First item on the agenda is the agenda and the minutes of May 12th.
Move to approve.
Second. Motion and a second to approve is presented. Any further comment? All in favor? Aye. Public comment? Brandon, anything? Okay. New business, we'll get on to Mr. Auditor.
Claims are prepared in front of you, sir.
Move to approve as presented.
Second. Motion and a second to approve the claims as presented. Any further commentary? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Payroll.
I have one new hire. This is an intern and conservation department. It'll be resolution.
Move to approve resolution 2025-39 as presented. And I'll second resolution number 39.
Motion and a second to approve resolution 39 on the new hire for conservation as presented. Any further commentary? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion and resolution passes. Drainage.
No action is needed on this, but this is just follow-up regarding Drainage District 1 project south of Clear Lake area where they had to cross B35. This is regarding the trail, the Sisters area trail there that they had to actually cut through. Heartland is scheduled and we'll be going out there to get that repaired as soon as possible. And then that will be district expenses, which there will be additional costs not to exceed $3,300, which will be all handled at the end of the project towards the completion. But just want to let you know that will hopefully get done maybe as soon as this week, but engineers working with Heartland to get them out there.
Perfect. Weather doesn't look great until later in the week, so.
And Thornton's supposed to be done this week?
The completion here, the scheduled completion date was the 15th. It sounds like that they have met that now. Engineers doing all their finalized work. I did drive through there last Friday as well. It looks like everything's complete. So
Doesn't look like a war zone anymore.
it looks better than it did. So hopefully we should be getting this documentation from the engineer soon to schedule that completion hearing.
Okay, thank you. Number 4, motion to approve the clerk's monthly report of fees as presented here.
So moved.
Second. Motion and a second to approve the clerk's monthlies. Any further comment? All in favor? Aye. Item number 5 is kind of an annual thing, I believe, Tom.
Actually, this is for juvenile court services. They have been using One Vision in the past and they can no longer do it. So they contacted us. We're kind of the contact for any issues over there. And what we did, I got in touch with 43 North and they met with Ashley over there who runs the office. And as you can see in front of you, this is their submission to do, it's like an hour or so a week. Custodial services for their office. They shared among the district. I think Cerro Gordo shared about 1/3 of this. But this will provide them the custodial services through 43 North, which also serves the purpose of providing some work for the clients at 43 North too.
I'll move to approve as considered or as presented.
Second. Motion and a second. Any further comments? The one that I noticed, Tom, that I was gonna ask you about, because with the One Vision was before, right?
Yeah.
So what was their hourly rate before? Cause it would have been nice to have had that comparison here, but $48 an hour, isn't that a little steep?
It's higher. They were 8 something an hour plus than they charge for really, supplies. This is 48 for the supplies too. It is more expensive.
I think that's just 43 North has a standard rate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, I don't think negotiable.
No, it really doesn't. But yeah, and there's not a lot of people. I mean, it's just an hour a week. So finding somebody it's not like it's a 20-hour week job or 10 hours.
That was the only thing that popped out at me,
No,
because
it is
One
more
Vision
expensive.
was a lot
Correct.
less.
Yeah.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agreement as presented. Anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 6, Bolton and Mink.
We had 2 proposals for the zoning rewrite, Bolton and Mink, and then another organization. The committee chose Bolton and Mink to proceed with. They have, the fee is $59,855. That includes everything, travel, meals, overnight. So that's all inclusive of any costs that they would have during this process. Probably about a 10-month process to get from square one to an actual final zone, rezoning and subdivision code. So I negotiated the contract with them. We just took some stuff out. You see the scope of services in there that they'll provide, and then we also incorporated the RFP as an exhibit. On the back page, Schedule C is, they go over their costs. That would be their hourly cost if there was some unusual situation, which we would have to approve in writing before that would take place. So the committee recommended Bolton and May proceed.
I move to approve Bolton and Mink for the rewrite. And I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any further comment? And
I have that. Yeah.
go ahead.
What did you budget for this time?
Heather had 40 to 70.
Okay. And then when was the last time that we had a rewrite of our zoning code?
1993.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, it's long.
Yeah, we've had some minor change.
It's time.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Question I had on this is when they're doing this as far as, this pipeline ordinance gonna be part of that?
That would be, I mean, ordinances related to pipelines could be part of it, yes.
It's, they gave you that one sheet a couple of months ago. It's still on my desk. I was gonna say, can it be part of that?
Yeah, I mean, zoning requirements for underground pipelines, obviously, too. Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, there'll be a lot of meetings. This will be a long process, so we'll get plenty of time to discuss these issues with them. We'll have workshops where the board of supervisors can choose to be involved too.
And in conjunction with our comprehensive plan, like this has been, there's a method to the madness as we've been charting this out. I mean, we've had this standing item in our budget for many years. I mean, seems like several years, just once we got to it, so.
Yeah, it's not unusual for, when you contract for the comprehensive plan, there's also another alternative, which would be the rewrite. I was in charge of that department in strict place, but it wouldn't have been unusual for that to be part of that original RFP. Do the comprehensive plan, then go right into a rewrite. That wasn't done that way. Not saying that's wrong, I just mean that would not have been common.
It's just the last year with all the other stuff that was going on from some of the other county people, other counties that I talked to, that was one thing that we've never had in place was a pipeline ordinance, and thought maybe we should include it. So that's why I bring it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Anything else there? All in favor?
Aye.
County engineer, Brandon,
Good morning.
good morning.
So I thought I'd let you guys know that the S66 pavement going to Cartersville is slated to start tomorrow. The weather doesn't, I don't know, remote chances are gonna start, but we'll see how the weather goes. I mean, we're not gonna let them start if the existing pavement's wet. I don't wanna pave a headache, and I don't think Harlan does either. But that'll be starting as soon as weather clears up and as near as possible to now. So just for your guys' information, that'll be going. Out at the fairgrounds, they have a person that's volunteered to go work on the roads. And one of the things the person requested was some extra gravel out there. So it is my intention to haul out about 10 loads. We're gonna go to a commercial quarry and get tickets to the exact quantities. 10 loads, it will cost, it's about $11.45 a ton right now at the quarry, so $1,100. Each truck holds about 10 tons, but
Does that come to the supervisor's account or?
we usually give it to Heather, so I assume it comes out of your guys's.
Okay.
But I won't do anything out there without coming to the meeting and telling you guys what the idea is, and then if ever you guys don't agree with it, then we can have a formal item on a budget to discuss it and vote on it formally. But I don't think this requires a formal vote. I'm just letting you guys know what the intention is, and if there's no issues, then I'm gonna move forward with it.
But to clarify, you're starting with 10 and
Yeah.
up to 20, wasn't it, that he requested?
I don't know.
I think his initial request was a lot higher
Site dumps.
than what is actually gonna be physically used out there. I think doing 10 to start, he'll definitely use the 10. Then we'll know better as to how many more he would need to finish the job. I think it would be less than 20 by the time he's done, to be honest with you.
Are you happy with the plan that he?
Yeah, I know. And there's a few other improvements around a few of the drains that are out there that he's gonna help at least shape and then promote within the fair board to try and get them to do some other improvements also to help them out. So, yeah, definitely, I'm good with what he's planning to do.
And to share with the other two here, one of the big issues over the years, several decades was drainage out there. That's why we did that drainage ditch in the northwest part. But, Brandon believes there's a lot of rock in it because the grates were too big. And the jet, you fear it could plug up more, right?
Yeah, I think if we jet it, it's gonna roll the rock together more solidly within the pipe and make something that won't clear out at all. But at least now it's slowly clearing out into the drainage ditch, so I don't think jetting it's gonna help us a whole lot.
So, Tim talked to, Aaron for us. And Aaron had, the new guy, he used to work for Alliant, I don't remember.
I know the.
And, he directed, Paul Vanis from sewage treatment
Yep, I think so.
to, work with Brandon and Josh, and the city is going to, donate some time with the vacuum truck to help suck some of that crap out of there that it's making it problematic.
So what the plan is now, because, I mean, obviously if you push water, it clogs up, and if we pull it too far, it'll clog up, but if we can clear out the intakes and the pipes immediately next to it, I'm hoping that when it rains, the water's able to wash in there with more velocity and help clear the system out a little bit better in the future here, so I think it should help a pretty decent amount flushing the system better if we can at least get the first portion of that cleared out where the vents or where the drains are. Are we gonna try and brainstorm a way to put a cover with a finer mesh on it over top of those intakes? So that they can be quickly cleared off, if rubbish gets on, tree debris, grass, whatever clogs them up, but also won't allow the rock to get inside them as easy. So I'm gonna try and give them some tips out there as to some things they can do with that to try and prevent that from being a bigger issue.
Have you seen Mark's progress lately?
I haven't been out there, I didn't get out there last week.
Just curious how he's doing.
I've seen him move around out there. I mean, his bulldozer's always running, so I think he's making some pretty good progress.
And the fairs,
Oh, that,
was it, Focus was trying to do that, and then drainage ditch that we already talked about, try and get it done by fair time, but,
yeah, so I have,
and Josh are trying to work out the details.
and so the first portion, the first half of that drainage ditch as it goes north is dry enough that they can get in there to mow it out. Conservation's worried that if they try and get into the north half of that drainage ditch, it's gonna cause a giant mess out there. And then it would have to be regraded. So they would like to mow as much as they can and then wait till it freezes to mow the rest out and then treat the whole thing so that it doesn't come back. And, well, it doesn't come back for right now. Just like anything, it'll eventually fill up. But at least it'll get them a starting point where they can try and maintain control of it.
What is that commonly grows there?
I,
Because I've
it's
seen,
gotta be some kind of willow or some weird,
because I've seen it on other drainage districts up in Winnebago.
yeah, it's like it's a woody bush or a tree. I'm not sure, but yeah, it definitely grows up very thick in those drainage ditches. So yeah, we're hoping to get, some of it mowed. I know all of it's not accessible right now. Maybe if it dries out a bunch, he'll be able to do it all. But right now, they'll try and do the portion nearest the road and then go from there.
Yep, sounds good. I mean, when appropriate and available, I think the private public partnerships are win-win for everybody.
Yeah, Carl? What else did you have there, Brandon?
The guys are out doing, I mean, a lot of tile repairs. Now we're finally getting rain again, becoming very, so that's the majority of our time. They're not grading gravel, they're trying to solve drainage tile issues. So that's the majority of their time right now.
Did they get most of the gravel down?
Just for the dust control spots. They haven't done the major graveling for the season, hasn't happened yet.
So that was another question I had the other day, was when they start dust control on us.
About June first roughly is when we have them start. Now, a lot of the places that know that their road had gotten done, if it's permitted, I gotta be honest with you, they sneak in there and get those done early. I mean, so I don't, as long as it's already done, I don't ever really say anything, but in general, they're not supposed to start till about June first.
Anything else for us?
No, that's, like I said, it's a bunch of drainage work is what they're doing now.
Only other question I have is, when's that Gulf Deals thing done?
I gotta finish getting it ready. I guess I've been taking photos and have it, I just haven't put a time for the auction to start, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do that in the next couple of weeks is to start it or get it activated on their site so it's advertised for whenever their next round of auctions is.
Brandon, I had one. Are you guys providing barricades for the event this week?
Yes, those should be out, I think tomorrow or Thursday. They were gonna run them out there.
Okay, just make sure.
Yep, I talked to the sign guy this morning about it. That's the only reason I know that.
If they're not, I usually get a call at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I will check in Thursday in the morning and make sure that Grant is getting them out there, but that's right now, he told me that's his plan.
Going on to item number 7 then, or 8, right?
Yep. So this is just the DOT budget to match the county amended budget. What it has is, we had a vehicle totaled over the winter time that was a vehicle used for plowing or, rural plowing, rural residential plowing.
Was that truck?
Yep, so we had replaced it, and part of it is to incorporate that into the new equipment budget. Additional to that, we added some money to the road maintenance area, and that's just to balance out where the funds ended up being spent this year versus where they were budgeted. There was funds in our, other service areas that weren't used as much, and this one was used more, so we're just adding money to the area that was used.
I'll move to approve the amendment as presented.
Second. Motion and second to approve the 25 DOT budget amendment as presented. Any further comment? All in favor? Aye. Passes. Correspondence, communication, announcement. To adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned at 10:17. Thank you, everybody.